Hi friends, I hope that you are well. Recently I was working with a client on some run coaching. Many of you know that I am a running coach in addition to a leadership coach, and I was working with this person to help them get back to regular practice of running. They hadn't been very regular or very frequent about it, and what people do a lot of times in those situations is they set up a program where you run for a little bit and then you walk for a little bit, you run and you walk, and you gradually increase the amount of running that you do and decrease the walking. And that's a very effective method, and it's also very complicated to kind of increase those intervals of running and walking. And I decided to try something a little different with this person that's a little more intuitive, asks her to listen to her body a little bit. And I said, what I want you to do is I just want you to go out there, and after a walking warm-up, I just want you to run until your body tells you that you want to stop and walk and let your heart rate kind of come down and recover. And I said, I just want you to keep doing that back and forth and really listen to your body. And when your body says it can run, go ahead and run. And when your body says, I'm tired, I need a break, then go ahead and walk. And I said, I think over time what will happen is that the amount of time that you spend running will increase and the amount of time that you need to recover will decrease. And I said, this is a weird analogy, but what it made me think of is when I was learning how to use chopsticks. I didn't know how to use chopsticks when I was growing up as a young person. I didn't learn until I went to college, and we would go to these really delicious, really cheap Chinese places, and none of us in our group actually knew how to use chopsticks at this point, and we decided we were going to learn together. And so what we did is we said we wanted them to give us some forks and chopsticks, and we would take the chopsticks and we would read the little instructions and we would put them in our hands very awkwardly, and we would eat until we got too frustrated and too hungry and we just couldn't take it anymore. And so we'd put down the chopsticks and pick up the fork and eat the rest of the meal that way. And what happened was, gradually over time, over a series of many, many meals, each of us got a little bit better each time, a little bit better at the chopsticks. And so we would eat with the chopsticks a little bit longer and a little bit longer and a little bit longer before needing to give up and pick up the fork, until finally we were able to eat the entire meal with just the chopsticks and didn't need to take a break with our fork at all. And of course, still managed to spill a little bit, but we were basically proficient. And I was thinking about this chopstick approach and thinking about what we all have grown accustomed to dealing with in our lives over the last couple of months. And I bet there are things that you now do with great ability that you never would have imagined that you could do 2 months ago. Our capacity to adapt, our capacity to be resilient is really, really beautiful. But it has happened, I think, maybe for you, I know it has happened for me in kind of the chopstick way. You know, I've sort of gone up against what I'm able to do, what I'm able to handle, what I'm able to process, and then I'm like, I'm done. I can't go beyond where I am right now. But then the next time, I feel a little more able to handle that, a little more able to process, a little more able to understand and react graciously and kindly toward myself and the world. And there may be something to this. I think there may be something to this chopstick method. And so I want you to think about what are you doing in your life right now that you feel like, it's so frustrating, it feels so awkward. And can you give yourself a little grace to say, I'm done, this is all I can do, I've done my best. But then to trust that next time, next week, or next month, you will have capacities that you don't have now. That we're all growing and we're all increasing our abilities to do beautiful things, even in the midst of this really, really difficult situation. So that is my hope for you, my little thought for the day. And I would love to hear how you are experiencing some chopstick growth in your own life. Everybody stay safe, and we'll see you next time.